We had snow twice this year back to back in January and February, and I was concerned if things would survive. Here's how it went. This is my blackberry row a few days before the snow and ice. All the pots you see is where I tip layered the plants directly into containers. I have several videos on propagating blackberries and raspberries. It's one of my favorite things to work on out in the garden, and I enjoy giving the extras away or planting them in the food forest. Propagating them into pots is simple. Check out my videos to see how I do it. Also, leave a comment on this video and tell me what you thought about it and what you're growing and doing in your garden and what you'd like to see me do next. I take time to reply to all the comments. I also grew celery and onions from store-bought vegetables. Just cut the bottom and put them in cups of water until you see roots. Here you can see a few small roots, and then I put them in the soil. A few weeks later, and they're growing very well. Now over to the store-bought onions that I've planted. I started the same by taking a piece of the leftover onion and putting it directly in the soil and watering it often. Here's a photo on the left of what it looked like at the start. This one took a little bit longer, but it's starting to grow now. Here are my two apple trees, Fuji on the left and a Gala apple tree on the right. The ice storm and then the snowstorm both caught me off guard, and I wasn't prepared, so I decided to experiment and see how well simply covering them with plastic containers making mini greenhouses would work out. Here are the celery plants from earlier in the video. And now less than a day later, covered in snow. Here are the onion plants from earlier as well. It's snowing in my area of Texas. It's been 3 or 4 years since it last snowed. I don't remember the last time it snowed this much though. Here's my blackberry row. Picture on the left is the same row about a day ago. You can see all the pots where I tip layered them previously are now covered in snow. I think the main plants will be fine. I'm more concerned about the newly tip layered blackberry plants. There's my son making a snowball and a snowman. Ooh, almost got me. Here's where I grow watermelon vertically. Here's my other cattle panel trellis where I grow cantaloupe vertically. There's my two apple trees. Here's my row of raspberry canes all covered in snow. I'll be tip layering a lot of these in the summer and fall. Take a closer look and you can see the canes coming up out of the snow. Now several months later and all have survived the snow and ice. My blackberries are all doing very well, including the ones I tip layered. As you can see, I'm propagating several more using the serpentine layering method. Here are my two avocado plants, and there's my strawberry patch. Those did really well this year and we've picked a lot of strawberries. A couple of blueberry plants, 2 dwarf peach trees, a few more avocado trees, some peppers, strawberries from runners, a dwarf nectarine, and an orange tree. Most of these were in the garage during the snow. Both of my apple trees made it. I was most concerned about them as they were the last of my plants to finally leaf out in the spring after the snow. Here are my raspberries, and as you can see, I started early with the propagation using tip and serpentine layering. I'm so glad my garden survived. If you enjoyed this video, please like and share it, and leave a comment on this video and tell me what you thought about it, what you're growing and doing in your garden, and what you'd like to see me do next. I take time to reply to all the comments. Thanks for watching, and please subscribe.